Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye and this is my world. Today's topic is some men are just evil. Some men are just downright evil. Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, all of the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now today we have a letter to discuss this issue. Men can be very evil. So let's dive into this letter and see what she says. I am a 39-year-old mother of 3. Someone referred me to your channel during my breakup to help me with healing journey. She is a 52-year-old woman I met on Facebook, trying to expose my ex. My ex and her are Facebook friends. My ex just turned 40 and actually broke up with me after asking me to rekindle our relationship. I told him not yet because we weren't ready. We had just broken up 5 months earlier and have been in a toxic 17-year relationship on and off. Okay, so you've been on and off with this man for 17 years. All right, and he wanted to rekindle and you said no this time. All right, that made sense. And he acted like it was fine until I went out with my sister one day to have a drink and he went off. He told me I wasn't marriage material. No man wants a woman who goes out to a club, etc. And he completely cut me off. Blocked my number, blocked me on social media, and all the while, our 13-year-old daughter was in his care for the summer. So he was acting out like this while your daughter was there with him? He flew to my state to get her for the summer, which is when we hooked back up. Had sex, spent the weekend together, talking about rebuilding our family. 2 weeks after, he stopped talking to me. You know, this guy wishy-washy. He doesn't know what he wants. He's 40. He's playing games. He's playing games. 2 weeks after he stopped talking to me, he shows up on Facebook with the 50-year-old woman he met, kissing, introducing their relationship to the world. They actually met in person on a family trip to Florida with my daughter, his son, and his mom. So you found out, I suppose, from your daughter when he met this woman. I was hurt when I saw the pictures. He was just rekindling a relationship with me weeks ago. It seemed as if he picked an argument with me about going out because he knew he was talking to another woman. Men do that. They will pick an argument, so they'll go off and talk to somebody else, and they don't owe you any explanation because they figure that you broke up. You're in a breakup, so they're free to go off and talk to other people. When I confronted him about it under a Facebook post from a fake page, he called me jealous and blocked me. Okay, so now you playing games with him too. You joining in the game. All right. When you confronted him about it, you didn't confront him face to face. You confronted him on Facebook under a fake page. I guess under a fake name, you confronted him about it. Stop playing these ridiculous games. It's a waste of time. He later messaged me on another IG page and told me he was going to expose me. He took a picture of my home DNA kit and said he was going to make our 13-year-old take it to prove I was a whore. Mind you, out of the 13 years, this man never questioned paternity of our child. I replied, cursing him out and telling him I want him to take the DNA test so he can faithfully pay child support. Okay, so you was in a relationship with this guy for 17 years, on and off. You had a child with him. Okay, now you say that you are the mother of 3, but I guess only one of your children is this man's child. Okay, so I can see why he can question the paternity, because you got 2 other children, I guess, by other people. All right. So now you say, I started insulting his new girlfriend, calling her a granny because she has grandkids. Why? Why are you attacking his new girlfriend? Why is that important to you? Whatever gripes that you have is between you and him. It has nothing to do with his girlfriends or anything like that. You see, you're going way off course attacking the women. Whatever you have to say should be directly to him. And it shouldn't be on a post. It should be face to face. You have a daughter together, so you're bound to see him. Whatever gripes that you have, you need to tell him directly to his face, not write him a post. And to tell you the truth, you probably need to stay off Facebook if this was going on. You probably need to stay off, because it just seems like a lot of chaos is happening there. All right, let's go on with this letter. I told him I knew he wasn't loyal. That's why my heart wouldn't accept his proposal to move back in. He told me, talking about the 50-year-old woman, that she wasn't the only person he was talking to. So he told you that this 50-year-old woman wasn't the only person. He's talking to other women. I was his first option. But when I acted like I didn't want him, he picked his best option. And that's why he cut me off. You know, you putting yourself in this position. You are the one that is creating this. So you really can't blame the man, because you can see that he's not good for you. And he hasn't been good for you for a very long time. But you're still out here trying to make it work. Fighting other women, fighting him, calling him names. What do you think that's going to do? And in the letter here, you told him that he was a womanizer. You say, I started insulting him and saying that she must be desperate looking for love if she would hook up with you, a 39-year-old man with no car and no house and lives with his mother. And then you say that he uses cocaine and is a womanizer. After all of that, why are you dealing with him? You got to ask yourself, why are you dealing with somebody like this? You see, it all comes back to you. It comes right back to you. You say, me, on the other hand, I dated during our splits, but never moved in with anyone or actually took the date seriously, because honestly, I was still in love with him. This is some kind of love right here. Okay? And every time he came back, he'd tell me he was in love with me too. Men tell you this to get out of you what they want out of you. And as long as he's telling you that he loves you, it seems that you're willing to forgive and forget and just take him back with open arms. And with your daughter, you see, you're using the daughter kind of as an excuse to stay connected to this man. All right, you say, this is not the first time he's left me for another woman or a better opportunity. Out of the 17 years, I caught him cheating over 7 times. Who knows how many times I didn't catch it? You know, somehow you feel that this is acceptable behavior or normal behavior for you and men in your life. And you must have learned this from somewhere. You know, maybe the women in your family are used to men cheating on them and they just stick with it because they just feel like this is normal for men to do. But it's not. It's not. Back to my daughter. When she made it to the airport, he was yelling in the phone at me, telling me to get to the airport to pick her up because he had to catch a turnaround flight. He was being so rude to me, and our daughter had to tell him to stop. When I got my daughter from the airport, she told me how mean he had been to her. First, my daughter told me he'd come tell her something bad was going to happen to me. And my oldest daughter, because he was putting spells on her. Her grandmother, his mother, ran to her rescue, and he told his mother he'd cut her off too. Okay, wait a minute. So it seems that your ex is casting spells? Okay, so your ex is in some kind of practice where he's able to cast spells, and he's told your daughter while she was visiting him, he was casting spells on you and your oldest daughter. Well, that's evil. That's evil. And her grandmother ran to her rescue. She then told me he forced her to take the DNA test. He told her because he didn't believe she was his child. She took it crying. And later that night, he came to her, cried, and apologized. Okay, so later that night, I guess he realized that she was his blood daughter. He would flip out on her, claiming that she wasn't his all summer. And she was afraid to tell me because she didn't want us to argue. I was so angry. I told everyone how he tried to get with me weeks before he met his new girlfriend and how he did our child. To my surprise, they turned on me. All right, let's look at this. The new girlfriend called me vindictive. The 62-year-old Facebook friend of his told me that spiritual people create their own reality. And I am no longer in his reality because I was karmic, and she's going to defend her tribe. Mind you, they are all a part of the spiritual Facebook circle. But later that day, the 62-year-old lady messaged me on Facebook and sent me your videos. She said she saw the younger her in me. And don't worry, he was going to come back and apologize to his daughter. She told me she didn't know his new girlfriend, but she only friended her because she didn't want her to think my ex was flirting because they commented under each other's post. All right, here's the first question. Should I be upset with the 62-year-old for sending me messages privately acting like she wants to help me? Well, no, don't be upset with the 62-year-old because she sent you here. She sent you here to this channel. And hopefully I'll be able to give you some advice to help you heal from all of this toxic activity. All right. My ex was so physically abusive in the past and did 2 prison sentences for assaulting me. And he's had prior assault charges. I heard from another one of his exes who was dealing with him that summer my daughter was staying with him at his mom's house. That ex told me she caught him messaging his new fiancée in May while laying in her bed. She told me he told her all my secrets and even how I was sexually assaulted as a child. She told me she has to heal him from me because he couldn't grow as long as he kept coming back to me. All right, let's stop right here for a minute. Okay, she said she has to heal him from you. Now, how can she heal him? How is she planning on doing this? Healing him from you. They are believing that you are the karmic. You are the toxic person in his life. This is what they are telling him. But from your letter, it looks like he's the toxic person. She said that they would astral project to my house and see me doing spells on her to get him to leave her. And I promise you, I've never done anything like that in my life. I don't know who these people are, but I want to say something right here. You see, people, there are many gods in the universe. And I said this before, and I want you to grasp this. There are many gods out there. Now, every god in the universe is not for good. It's not for your better good. And these gods require different things from you to grant you whatever it is that you desire. All right? Now, these people seem to be worshiping not the God of the universe, not the creator of all, but some God of their religion. You see, I need for you to understand this. This Facebook spiritual group, whatever God that they are worshiping, does not seem to be the God of all creation. It is probably a God of their religion, which is different. Okay, let's read on and see if it's revealed here. She told me he was knee-deep in karma from what he tried to do with you. He said she finally realized he was using her against me. And she told him my energy was no longer welcomed in her home. Now, who is this? I thought he was living with his mother. But apparently, whoever this woman is that he is with, she's kind of taking control. She told me his new fiance is also an Orisha like her. And she's well aware of what he does. Orisha. I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not really familiar with that practice, so I looked it up. All right. We all gonna know what this is. Orisha. The meaning is Orishas are divine spirits that play a key in the role in the Yoruba, Yoruba religion of West Africa and several religions of the African persuasion. Orisha. It seems to be a religion. Orisha are seen as supernatural entities, usually referred to as deities. The Orishas traveled to the Americas and the Caribbean via the transatlantic slave trade. So this is some gods that were brought over through the slave trade. Okay? They became syncretized with the Christian saints of Catholicism. All right, let's see what else we got about them. The spiritual meaning of Orisha. The Orishas are forces of nature, parts of God, who mediate between their God. I'm going to put it up here, the name of this. I know I am destroying these names. Olodumare and humanity. Humanity can communicate directly with God by way of the trance possession, always in a ritual setting. Ibu, or sacrifice, is a broad concept including all types of sacrifices and offerings to the Orisha. Okay, people, you understand that this Orisha, these people are worshiping a god that was worshipped, I guess, in Africa, and then it came up through the Caribbeans, and then it came to America. All right, this is Orisha, and these people say that they are Orisha. Okay, parts of this god, All right. She told me he'd drink her blood, etc., to get rid of my energy from him. You see, they are doing all sorts of rituals and spells. Now, I'm going to tell you something about that. Let's go into, since we're talking about gods and we're talking about spells, magic. Okay, they're doing this at magic. There's such thing as magic for alchemy for toward the light. You know, people do spells so that they can ascend for good, for the better good. But then there is magic for the darkness. Magic that they call black magic. And black magic is when you do these spells, you want something, but you don't care who gets hurt in the process. That's black magic. We'll say white magic just for the sake of the contrast. White magic is when nobody gets hurt And you have to say it when you're doing the spells. Nobody gets hurt. But you're asking for something for your better good. Okay? Now that's the difference. If these people are drinking blood, that's not what I would consider white magic. I wouldn't consider that white magic. With this information, I was so upset. I went back to their Facebook under a fake page and posted messages. Why are you in this toxic mix? This is the issue. Why are you in this mix with these people? You need to separate yourself from this. Because, listen, they just pulling you right down into this dark, deep, toxic hole. Right now, you swimming in a low vibration. Swimming in it. And you need to walk away from him and them. You need to cut them off from your Facebook. In fact, stay off Facebook for a while until you get it out of your system. It seems like you're living on Facebook in this chaos. And he is continuing to insult you over and over and over again. He's saying to you that you are a clown, that you are vindictive, that you are jealous, and leave us alone, which you should do. Now, let's end this letter. And here you say, I even found her adult kids on Facebook and tried exposing him to them, and they blocked me. They don't want to hear what you got to say. You need to start concentrating on yourself. I believe I got the gist of this letter. So I wanted to make sure that I answered your questions. You say, I find myself asking, am I really not favored by God? Probably not by their God. Their God. But you are favored by the God of all creation. The creator of all. You are favored by that creator. But you need to make the connection with the creator. And walk away from these people and the God that they serve. Walk away from that totally. Now, in the description, I do have a video. How to start your spiritual healing. You need spiritual healing. Desperately. You're a young woman. You can start your life all over again. But you need to stop trailing after this man and worrying about who he's dating. You have already wasted 17 years on him. And I say wasted. This man is no good for you. This man, you've already said that he has been abusive to you. And that's evil. That's evil. And if he is drinking people's blood, that's evil too. I doubt it if they are doing any good will with casting spells on people and drinking blood. That's evil. That's low vibration. Low vibration. No. The divine does not require that. The divine only requires you to make the connection. He doesn't require you any blood sacrifices, any kind of sacrifices. He requires the sacrifice of you walking away from toxicity. But all these other sacrifices that many gods ask you to make, and these offerings, no. No. It's usually the low vibrational entities, very low vibrational entities that require offerings. They require offerings. It's a transition. You got to give some offering to get something back. But in your meditation and your healing, the only sacrifice that you'll need to make is in your heart. Give it to the creator of all, and that spirit will guide you to abundance and happiness in your life. Your life will totally change. Now, what she said to you about your reality, that's true. That's true. But yeah, as long as he is dealing with you and your daughter, he is a part of your reality. And you are a part of his reality. I don't know what she's talking about, but he is trying to distance himself from you. He wants you out of his reality. But that's going to be difficult because you have a daughter together. You're going to always be a part of his reality unless he just cuts you off completely. But you can cut him off completely, and I would advise you to do that. You don't need this man in your reality. He's bad news for you and your daughter. You didn't say in the letter if he is supporting you. You said something in here about child support, but it made me believe that he's not paying you child support. That's what it sounded like. My advice to you is to start your spiritual healing. And then your life will change for the better. Concentrate on loving yourself. Walk away from these people. As long as you have them in your energy, your life will never change. It will never improve. It'll get worse, but it will never improve. If you manage to take him back, he'll just drag you and take you through that cycle all over again. And each cycle will become more difficult for you because it's destroying you bit by bit on the inside, making you feel like you're not worth anything. And he'll do the same thing to your daughter. So why would you want this man in your life? Walk away from him and forget about it. And quit contacting these people trying to expose him. What is that going to do? Do you believe that that's going to make this man run back to you? I don't know why you think that. Has never happened before. In the history of women trying to get men back, that's never happened. Leave him alone. Leave all of his women alone. Get off Facebook and stop trying to find out what's going on. Work on yourself. That's the only way that your life would change. You see, it was a good thing that she steered you in this direction, because I can show you how to change your life for the better. If you walk your spiritual path, in a couple of years, you won't even recognize yourself. You will be a totally different, strong, confident woman. And I don't know how old your daughter is, but she needs to get on this healing path too. Same thing, because she's been dealing with this evil father of hers. And who's to say he's not a narcissist? He could be, because the way that you described what he does in the letter sounds pretty narcissistic to me. Narcissistic to me. And the mere fact that he's calling you a karmic, and he believes somehow that whoever he's with now, I guess, is the person that he's supposed to be with. And so that's why he's rejecting you. Now, the person that he's with could be the karmic. But that's neither here nor there for you. What you need to do is heal yourself. Don't worry about them anymore. Love yourself. Let him go. Let's start over to become a new and happy person. Check out that video and start your healing process, and you will be so happy that you did. I hope that you understand the message today. And ladies, Be careful of men who use you, abuse you, and then cast you aside and then want to criticize you, saying that they have all these troubles because of you. Ladies, you got to love yourself. That's the key in all this. Don't allow these evil men to take you down a dark path and destroy your life. And they'll do it for as long as you allow it. Years and years and years you could spend with these men. Abusing you at every turn. Cheating on you. Calling you all sorts of names. And you, what do? You just roll over and take it. Don't take it, ladies. You don't have to take it at all. You need to stand up and love yourself and leave these evil men and never return. Never. And that shows that you love yourself. And if you do that, the universe will begin to bless you because you've turned away from evil. Will bless you. And your life will progress and become better and better. And you will become a stronger, more confident person. But it begins with healing. Healing. I hope that you understand the message today. And I really hope that it helps someone. Now, those of you who have questions that you would like for me to answer, I put a link in the description. So just go to that link and send me your situation, and I will be happy to answer your question right here on the channel and share it with the collective. And believe it, that your letters really help so many other women who are having the same issues that you are having. Now, those of you who are missing your affirmation and movement, there's a link in the description that says affirmation and exercise. Click on that link and it'll take you straight to the affirmations for today. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your letters and your comments. And a special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.